I'm so stressed, I'm so angry, I wish my life wasn't so stressful. I've got a bucket full of chocolate, a bottle of bourbon and a bottle of wine, which is what a lot of people do when they're stressed, don't they? They eat food, I have to eat because I'm so stressed. Or they drink alcohol, I have to chill, relax, I'm going to have a drink. Or they gamble, take drugs. There's lots of things that people do when they're stressed. But here's a great question. Do you like stress? Do you hate it? Do you complain about it, whinge, moan, I wish my life wasn't so stressful? Or do you get excited about it? And what if you could get excited about it? And I'll reverse that. If you don't have stress in your life, how can you possibly get tougher, stronger, better, wiser? How does your brain get mentally tougher if you don't put it under stress? How do your muscles get stronger if you don't put them under stress? How does your heart and lungs get fitter if you don't put them under stress? So stress is a pretty bloody good thing. So why do we complain about it so much? Could it be better that rather than I wish my life wasn't so stressed or stressful, could it be better to say, how can I learn to handle stress more effectively? How can I use stress as a tool to get better rather than it's a weapon used against me for me to get weaker and softer? And a lot of people share that, don't they? I'm so stressed I can't do anything with my life, and they fall down in a heap and stay down. I don't want to be that person. In fact, I'll rephrase that. Can you afford to be that person? If you're a parent, a teacher, a coach, a boss, or a leader, and you are constantly under stress, which you probably are, because all of those positions create stress. But if you are not able to handle the stress, and people can see that, and I'll use this as an example, the top CEOs in the world, the people that earn the most money in the big businesses, the ones that get paid money, one of the biggest tools or one of the most valuable things in their character, or one of the things they get paid the most to do, is to handle stress. To be cool, calm, and collected under pressure, be able to handle stress, is a very valuable tool. So what are you doing to handle your stress? Now, you could drink, and you could eat chocolate, and you could gamble, and you could smoke, and you could, there's lots of things that people do. But ultimately, if you want to release the stress out of your body, if you have a look at how the endocrine system works, which is the stress system, so the hormones in your body, the stress hormones, cortisol, epinephrine, adrenaline, the ones that your body produces when you feel like you're under stress. If your body's under threat, your body says, well, we've got to get you out of the stressful situation. You have to be able to handle the stress. So your body produces everything you need to either fight or flight. So you have an increase in blood sugar levels, blood fat levels, you have an increase in heart rate, your muscles tense up, everything shuts down except the muscles and systems that you need to handle the threat, to fight it or to run away from it. Now, as I always share, if you're a teacher, a boss, a parent, a leader, a coach, a pastor, surely you don't have an option to run because you've got to take people with you, which means you couldn't run fast enough to get away from the threat. So to be able to fight surely is the ultimate way to handle a tough situation. Do you turn and fight? Do you run away, or do you freeze? So there's fight, flight, and freeze. I think that if you're in any kind of leadership role, the only option you have is to fight. So could fighting be a really great way to relieve stress? So yes, at our house, of course, because my gorgeous husband came in, he's a martial artist, we have lots of fighting equipment. So we have indoor and outdoor boxing bags, skipping ropes, weight training equipment, obviously things that fighters use. But one of the great things that I use as a tool to relieve stress is to go and punch the bag or kick the bag or both. There's something very valuable about putting on a set of boxing gloves and punching a bag as hard as you possibly can to relieve stress. Now, the beautiful thing when you relieve stress, so if you're massively under stress, under pressure, and your body produces all those neurotransmitters to help you get away from the threat or to fight the threat, once you've overcome the threat, once you've overcome the challenge, and this is the beautiful thing about being mentally tough, if you find a solution, if you're an optimist, if you are positive and you overcome the threat, then your body produces dopamine, reward neurotransmitter. Yay, she did it, she overcame the threat. Serotonin, which is a satisfaction neurotransmitter, so you feel really satisfied with yourself for overcoming the threat. Endorphins, which are pain-killing neurotransmitters that make you feel good. So they're one of the parts of the endocrine system that helps you get through the threat because they're painkillers. And then the really important one, which is brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is fertilizer for your brain to make you better for next time, so that if the threat is bigger next time, if the animal that's chasing you is more ferocious, if the wild tribe has more weapons, if the boss that's yelling and screaming at you is more aggressive, if the challenge that's given to you is bigger than last time, you'll be able to handle it, because brain-derived neurotropic factor is the fertilizer for your brain to make your brain better, which then of course makes your body better. And that comes from fighting or flighting at 100% effort, which is what I bang on about every single day. If you really want to overcome stress, if you really want to be good at handling stress, if you really want to be the person that has no option than to be good at pressure and stress, then get puffed at 100% effort, lift heavy at 100% effort, which is fight and flight. Your body gets so used to dealing with those neurotransmitters, the fight and flight ones, the stress ones, and gets so used to producing dopamine, serotonin, epinephrine, endorphins and brain-derived neurotropic factor, that the whole system works better. So you actually become a stress munching machine. And I always use that as an example. You can fall down in a heap from stress, and your body will get sick, and you'll get diseases, and you'll get bad hair, and you'll get pimples, and you'll get eczema, and you'll get all sorts of horrible things that happen to your body when you're under stress if you don't relieve stress. Now, the worst thing that happens if you don't fight stress, if you don't relieve your body from stress, and your immune system is trying to fight stress, that's when you get cancer. And it's interesting because the oncologists that I work with all share with me that the biggest cause of cancer is stress. Physical, where your body's not physically strong, where you're not mentally tough, and you can't handle stress, so your immune system breaks down, which means you then can't fight the horrible things that come into your life to destroy your physical well-being and your mental well-being. So I can't afford to be that person. I'm sure that you can't either. If you are a parent, a teacher, a coach, a boss, a leader, a pastor, and you have to be the person that can handle stress, then you have to be fit and you have to be strong. You have to be physically fit as you can possibly be. That comes from 100% effort. You have to be as strong as you can possibly be. So muscles, bones, ligaments, tendons, joints, endocrine system, central nervous system. Your brain has to be strong. And none of those get strong if you don't put your body under stress. So it's a beautiful circle, isn't it? If you want to be able to handle stress, you have to put your body under stress. Heart and lungs have to be stressed, muscles and bones have to be stressed, endocrine system, central nervous system have to be stressed. If they don't get stressed, they don't get stronger. Fitness comes from stressing your cardiovascular system. Strength comes from stressing your muscular and skeletal system, and then you become a tough, strong, stress-munching machine. So if you've got no option, and I'll rephrase that, do you want to be the person that falls down in a heap when you're under stress? Do you want to be the person that always ends up in the doctor's office looking for some kind of medication when you're under stress? Do you want to be the person that has to eat or drink or smoke or gamble because you're under stress? Or do you want to have the reputation of being a stress-munching machine? You can put her under any kind of pressure and she'll be able to handle it. That's the reputation that the top CEOs in the world have, because, and I'll share again, the highest paid people in the world are the ones that can handle stress. In a sporting situation, in a business situation, if you're a medical professional, if you can handle stress, you get paid more, people respect you more. If you fall in a heap and you're under stress, there's very little respect given to those people. So there's some things to consider, but it's a simple process. Get puffed to get fit, overload your muscles and bones to get strong so that you're physically strong, and that then produces all the chemicals that your brain needs to be mentally tough, and you will be a fit, strong, healthy person that can actually live your life to the max, regardless of how much stress. Live your life to the max. Super duper doo. How are you? Loving stress every day. Woohoo!